Café and Networking Podcast promotes entrepreneurs, startups, authors, business experts throughout the world. I'm Tom Reaoch, an American known as the King of Networking, connecting people and speaking from my studio in Vinhedo, São Paulo, Brazil. And today we talk with Susanna Reay. She's joining us from Henley-on-Thames in England. Susanna is the Introvert Coach's mentor, Europe's #1 online business coach for introverts, on a mission to expand their impact and income. Susanna has lived in the U.S., Switzerland, and France for 14 years, setting up a business each time she unpacked life somewhere new. So, Susanna, what is the best business model for an introvert?
Hi, Tom. Thank you for welcoming me on. And best business model for an introvert is undoubtedly working online and also serving through online courses, online trainings. And the reason for this is because when we're introverted, we need to conserve our energies, which means we want to pick and choose how we show up and when we show up. And when we serve online, we have that capability. We don't have to be out there 24/7, which is kind of the opposite to what all the social media people might want you to believe. But actually, there's some great tools that help us automate and set up. And if you set up your knowledge, so I tend to work with people who are experts in their field. They have a lot of knowledge inside of them, and they're really wanting to pass on their expertise to the next generation. And online courses are a really good way to do this. But you want to do it in a way that is nurturing, where you see people, where you hear people, and really very much as well. So you can expand your income and impact in a way that doesn't leave you like collapsed in a heap at the end of the day, which any introvert who's worked in the corporate world will know it's exhausting.
Not only an introvert, that seems to be for everybody.
Well, it's worse when you're introverted, because I kind of feel that during the day, you're putting on more of a pretense of being upbeat, highly energetic, and whereas every interaction actually drains your energy. Whereas when you're extroverted, each interaction in the workplace will motivate you, inspire you, want you to do more. Whereas, so they will leave, and you tend to find it's the extroverts who will go, hey, let's go for a drink after work. And the introverts going, no, thank you, all the same. I might come out again later, but I need like 3 hours to decompress first because of everything that's happening. And this is why I love working online. One, because you're in control, but two, as you mentioned, I've lived and worked globally, and an online business, you can pick up and move and decide where you wish to live, when you want to serve, and you are completely in control in that aspect.
Well, and have you seen, as we know, Europe is a huge opportunity for business, for engaging, and for people wanting to start up and to learn.
Very much so, and more so in the recent years, obviously, with the pandemic, when people have been forced into their homes and people have suddenly realized, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. But I've got a little watch point here to share with listeners, is try not to get too distracted by all the fake promises that you hear online. No business is possible to go from 0 to 7 figures in 3 months or whatever you see in these adverts, because it's really important that you know what your knowledge is. You know what the main job to be done is. You know the transformation that you can help people with. And most importantly, that the message you portray really reflects and attracts those who resonate with you. And that is super, super important.
Well, I've seen from your site, you also help people pace themselves because not everybody runs at the same speed.
No, not at all. And we don't all have to go like a bullet either. In fact, I very much recommend the sort of slow, consistent approach, in the sense that as introverts, we're also very good at self-reflection and understanding what's good in one sense and looking at results and maybe going, okay, this worked, that didn't. But then on the other hand, we tend to be a little bad. And maybe if you're listening, you go, oh, maybe that's me, is we struggle and we stay in our heads. Right. We're not so good at taking those amazing ideas out of our heads and bringing them into action. And that is specifically where I help my clients, is to make sense of all that sort of crazy chaos and filing inside of your head. It's like you've got multiple tabs open inside your brain and you don't know where to focus to get the success you want now. And so I help sort out all those jumbled thoughts and put them into a sequence that will actually sort of grow in the right way. And this was a main focus of my book, which I published in 2021, the Introvert Way Roadmap.
Mm-hmm. Well, that reminds me, we've heard so many stories of the tortoise and the turtle, right? But when we look back, and from a business sense, we can't always follow the tortoise because he's jumping around and going everywhere after a carrot. And we tend to remember the tortoise. We tend to remember the turtle, because the turtle, even though it's going at a different speed, it may go from side to side, it may even turn around, but it keeps going step by step. And if it faces a real challenge, it sort of covers up for a while and then comes out again. So that roadmap, that's the roadmap to success that you share in your book.
Yeah, very much so, of where to focus and when. And I have 3 pillars that I recommend people follow all the time, wherever they are at in their business. And one is strategy. The second is your visibility. And the third is your implementation. Because if you just do 2 of these 3 and not all 3, you will find you're getting stuck and stagnant. So maybe you're not showing up, you're not being visible. Then it doesn't matter how good your strategy is or your implementation or your offers. Right. Nobody will buy it because they can't see you. And obviously this networking, this lovely session we're having now, is showing that visibility in action of how you can talk about your offers. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be scary, but it's important to show up. Visibility is key, but visibility without a strategy, that can fall flat as well. And obviously, if you've got the best strategy and you've got amazing visibility, but there's no implementation, there's no offers, there's no follow through, then your business will be equally stuck. So I really ask people to think about these 3 key pillars in everything they do and say, have I ticked the box on each of these 3 columns: strategy, visibility, and implementation with whatever task that they're doing in their workday.
It's simple but complex at the same time. But Susanna, I want to thank you for sharing your time and wisdom with us.
Thank you very much.
And hope to have you back again so we can delve in a little bit deeper on the subject, okay?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks again. And remember, for our audience, you can find more information about Susanna Reay. Her name is Susanna, Susanna. The last name is Reay. Find her on LinkedIn and her site, which is susannareay.com, where she will show you how to package your service to scale, the introvert way. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information on their website, focusmi.com. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.